toiletries, medical supplies, mosquito nets, mattresses, blankets, and beddings. Cash donations should be sent to Momo number 059-303-8842. The account name is Multimedia Group Daniel Boyfio. Or you can do so via bank accounts, UBA Ghana, Tema Industrial Area Branch. The account number is 025-14278803503. Let me go slow, yeah? 025-14278803503. The account name is a Multimedia Foundation. Now, relief items can be delivered to the offices of the Multimedia Group Limited, Kokomlimle, right here in Accra. Together, let's stand with our brothers and sisters in the time of greatest need. I know most of you love plays just like I do. And when it comes to plays, nobody does it better than Uncle Lebu White. Yeah. And so in partnership with the National Theatre and Joy FM, River Man Productions presents an Uncle Lebu White's original play, Love and Handcuffs. I love that. Dave receives a mysterious visitor whose shocking request turns his quiet life upside down. Suddenly the police are involved. Danger flies around the house, and his wife Mabel won't stop interrogating him. To make matters worse, the thief falls in love, and Dave has a final say. And thieves love too. Love and Handcuffs is a hilarious roller coaster of chaos, romance, and non-stop surprises. And this weekend, I know some friends have gone to the National Theatre already. Yesterday, today, we're going. And then tomorrow at the National Theatre, rate 300 Ghana cedis per show for individual persons, 500 Ghana cedis per show for couples, and 225 Ghana cedis for holders of the Roverman loyalty cards. Tickets are available via the Rover app, Corba short code *365*535#. Or you can also go to Wakana offices on the Boundary Road and in American House and Opebia House. And other Roverman's usual outlets are Joy FM Front Desk, Shell Shops at Airport, Tema Community 11 and Dancerman, and then a Bachona Total Shop. You can also call them on 050-554-6010. WhatsApp them on 050-554-6030. Very soon we'll be talking about culture and our environment. Yeah, and I have the big men seated already. In the wake of all the trouncing we received from Colombia. Hey, Black Stars, you the worry on a hat too much. It's Joe 99.7 FM, Showbiz A-Z, and we're just about getting into some great conversations here on the show. Stay tuned in.
Morning time, the pot is ready. Mama cook it nice and steady. Call your people, call your crew. Over spaghetti made for you. Come chop, everybody chop. Over on my table, we know.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ufie betimi adani baby a upebia. Betimi adani stadium.
Hey,
what a strike! Ana fa kwa yebu TV, any computer game wo. Aha! Yenko. Atoda, betimi adani classroom.
Madam, me pacho menti ase.
Yo, yen samfa subio. Ni wo he na wonti ase no.
Nini na.
Betimi adani office.
Aha, orders no ahina ye ready. Okay, Mundi can fanko East Legon.
Betimi po, eswa ye fa ko a, ye hwehwemu wo.
Daddy, a DNA Big Bang Theory.
Chain, Mammy Bisa Chat GPT.
Ubetimi amawufie adani baby a opese eyibia efise emfa ho ni ne opese oye wo fie MTN fiber betimi aboa amwoye nya 500 Mbps unlimited internet and ne bo no form a free 299 Ghana cedis echo for MTN fiber bra fie ana wadwuma mu ene come my MTN app no so ana say bo *5057# but check fiber availability no so ana say number e wo gen no na receive fiber broadband.
MTN.
This is the new normal. The first malt drink with a chocolate flavor. Let's go. Make us see your 5 in the air. High five choco malt. High five choco malt. Charlie, put your 5 in the air. High five choco malt. High five choco malt. If you wanna be refreshed, high five choco malts be the new normal. See we breaking loose and we changing the game with the new normal. Make us see your 5 in the air. This be the new normal. Make us see your 5 in the air. This be the new normal. Make us see your 5 in the air. High five choco malts. High five choco malts. Charlie, put your 5 in the air. High five choco malts. High five choco malts. Make us see your 5 in the air. High five choco malts. High five choco malts. Charlie, put your 5 in the air. High five choco malts. High five choco malts. Oh yes. High five choco malts. Enjoy the malts. Feel the chocolate. Another quality product from Casa Preco.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. His introduction raised eyebrows.
You are Josh Weissman?
Yes, I am. And he loved the life of crime.
And how did you come by such detailed insight of an armed robbery syndicate?
I am an armed robber.
Hey.
Roverman Productions, in partnership with National Theatre and Joy FM, presents an Uncle Ebuwai's play, Love and Handcuffs.
Mabel, remember the ovulation and action tonight.
Hey, David Fifi doesn't. You a wicked man. After bringing the police to shoot me, all you are thinking about is sex. Hey, I am going away. I'm going to my mother's house. Bye.
Shows on the 26th, 27th and 28th June and 3rd, 4th and 5th July at the National Theatre. Rates 300 cedis for single tickets, 500 cedis for couples and 225 for the loyalty card. Tickets are available via the Rover Cover short code *365*535#. Joy FM, Waka Now offices, Airport Shell, Tama Community 11 Shell, Dansoman Shell, and Bachona Total. Call 050-554-6010. Sponsors Koba, Waka Now, Apotheca, and M Notify. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
When I say ABSA, you say yes. ABSA Bakiti, we go say yes this 2026 till your jobs be dropping down. Yes, you listening to me right now. I know you get dreams. A work is here. And they work it well. Like me, I want to buy that Porsche car I've been dreaming of. I move into my dream house. No landlord will say me. Join the ABSA family and let's help you say yes to your dreams with tailored banking solutions from loans, mortgages, credit cards to digital banking and more. Make 2026 the year of yes with ABSA. Your story matters.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Nice
FM Showbiz A-Z, and our topic for discussion today is summed up in the song in the background, Muji Tankasi, Book Back, featuring Castro right there. And the Monday flood in Accra, which claimed lives and displaced many, has reignited the conversation on finding solutions. We all acknowledge the scientific and the political angles to the whole situation. But there is something missing in the equation, what I call the X in the equation, and that is our cultural values. Before all the conversations about engineering and before all the political noise, how did our forefathers protect nature? Across Ghana, there were sacred forests, rivers nobody dared pollute, taboo days when fishing or farming was forbidden. There were totems that protected certain animals. There was communal labor. There was town council, and the customs that ensured human beings lived in harmony with nature. Today, people are dumping rubbish everywhere in water bodies. I saw a video of Laboma Beach. I saw filth in Laboma Beach. And I hope you saw that too. We have illegal miners who are also polluting our rivers and streams, destroying our vegetation. And then we have people building on waterways. We're asking today, have we abandoned the traditions and the values that saved us in times past? What can we do to make sure that our traditions and cultural values help us to preserve the environment? And today, to help me do this, I have 4 great people in the studio. Let me say hi to them. We have in the studio His Eminence Numo Chawe Otromo II. I'm very sure I'm getting the name right. And he is the Chawe Wulomo at Bong. Numo is here today. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Great. I can hear Numo loud and clear. All right, Numo. Let me test your voice again.
Okay.
Okay. Good to have you. Good to have you in the studio on Showbiz A-Z, and we have my boss. Hey, today he's in the studio, man. Executive Director, National Commission on Culture, Wakefield Akwa. The last time we spoke to him was on phone. He's here today. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kwame, and good afternoon to you all.
The way I'm happy to see you, you have no idea. And we have Nana Ode Ampofu. He's our friend. He's a family member to this company. Yeah, he's a member of this company. Once a member, always a member. Yeah, he is a linguist to the Okwapem Hene. Nana, welcome to the show.
Oh, back for buying one come back.
Manka.
Okay, Tina, yen back.
You
ain't Ubisam say, I'm welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
And can say, Nana Kwaba.
Yeja.
And make a honswa, Maka, back.
And no over just then.
You will add on.
Now, Wakefield, the name, no, is it from Ghana side? No, Akwakun, is it from Ghana side or? Because I know Akwakun is a can, right? But his is Akwakun.
Well, it's very Ghanaian.
It's very Ghanaian. So I can say Wezon, I can say Akwaba, I can say Moe, I can say Obake.
Absolutely. Because Akwaku is found in Dangbe, it's found in Ghana, it's found in Ashanti, it's found in Ebe. It's found all over the country. I'm too sure, should we really investigate the northern part of Ghana, we'll find Akwaku.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
But I think what makes the difference could be the spelling.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
His is ACKUAKU. Akwaku.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Beautiful. And then my own uncle, who is a cross pollination. He's a bridge between Obake and Akwaba. And Imprempreng, he's a fusion of Imprempreng and Obake.
So he's a hybrid between
He's a hybrid
between Equipment
and the Ghana.
Oh, but we share a lot of
a lot.
There's a very strong relationship.
Yes.
Between Akwapims and Gas.
Yeah. Ethnographically, we have certain cultures that are similar. And we'll be talking about it, especially with reference to the theocratic system of the Gans and the Akwapims. We'll get there. I think it's connected to what we're going to talk about. So we'll have the details, graphics around.
Okay. You have relations in Osu?
Who are close to my Akwapims before my father comes from Gamashi.
Oh, okay.
Atubai. Yeah. So I also have relations in Atubai.
And you see, they are land owners where they are Akwamus. So they have these names that are actually originated from the Akwamu. Ufe. They, in fact, because of the linguistics, the aspect of the phonetics, they would use Ufe, which is they use the O, and the Akans apply the O. So we would say, just like you have Asamoah and Esamoah. Esamoah is a combination of two linguistics, elements. The A is the A sound. Esamoah, which is normally represented by the Akwapims, is the A and A sound. We call it ash. They call it ash.
The ash sound.
The ash sound. So if you hear somebody pronouncing Asamoah or Esari and Asari, these two will betray where the person is actually coming from, where he hails. So the Akwapims will say, or the Esari. The Ashantis, the other related, ethnic groups, will call it Asai. So between the distinction is between the first A and then the E. Sorry.
Oh my, who ninja no it's a young call me uncle. So me uncle back and stroke Akwaba. Uncle Ken.
Kwame.
I hope you are fine though.
Yes. It's been a troubling week.
Say again.
So to say I'm very, very fine would not be apt.
Yeah.
The floods, terrible.
Yeah.
The videos coming up of people's sufferings and people who I know personally who've lost possessions.
Too bad.
And relatives and stuff. It's terrible. And then we ended all up this morning with the defeat of the Stars. It's not been a pleasant week.
Uncle Ken, you watched?
Oh yes, I've watched all the matches.
The match was played at 1 a.m.
I even watched I watched the 3 a.m. kickoffs. Because I'm an ardent football fan, as you know.
Wasn't a good one for us.
I think that we should all be calm with the performance of the Black Stars.
Okay.
Some of us football fans, Kwame, as you know, are very notorious ultra-crepidarians.
Uncle Ken, please say the word again. I'm learning.
Ultra-crepidarians.
Ultra-crepidarians. Okay.
We think we know better than coaches and managers of football teams from the outside looking in. So we question almost everything that coaches do. And I think it's quite reasonable, because coaches have badges. They go through a course to be granted badges, to be made coaches. I agree. Some coaches betray their badges. And there's a lot who have betrayed their badges and got sacked by their various clubs or countries.
Yeah.
That's true. There's no two ways about that. But I saw a post of yours this morning.
I was like, why Ghana?
And you were also trying to to say that Ghanaians like talking too much.
Oh, Ghana.
Football fans are emotional.
Very,
very emotional. And today they might hail you, and if you dare make a mistake tomorrow, they will lambast you. So I think that watching from the way our preparation for the World Cup was haphazard, appointing a coach almost a month to the tournament and all that, I think we should be a bit, we
should take it easy.
Yes, we should be a bit measured in the way we lambast these boys, and the coaches. So, having gone through the first round and played some good football somewhere along the line, defensively in particular, I think we should be calm and just say, well done to the boys. Let them come back.
Yeah.
Let us look forward. If we're going to sack the coach, we sack him as soon as possible without any hindrance. Appoint somebody who can take the boys forward.
All right.
That's all I can say about the football.
Well, let me go around and pick initial thoughts of my other honorable guest here. The Flats, initial thoughts on the Flats, and maybe the match as well. If you have anything to say about the match as well, you can add to that. So the Monday Flats and the match. Before we get deeper into the conversation, let me start with you, Mr. Kwaku.
Well, thank you very much, and I'd like to begin with the match itself, the football. And I'm one person who believes this is the time rather to congratulate the Black Stars for even daring to show up. Indeed, we all saw the lead up to the World Cup, and I'm one of those who, if I had my way, I would have gone to FIFA to say that, you know what, no team is allowed to excuse itself, but allow Ghana to excuse itself on this occasion. Then last minute there was that change. Okay, so it was more like, okay, let's see what we could do in the last minute. But regardless, it's been an effort. It is the boys who went out there to play. They went with their managers and others. Let's welcome them. Let's accept them. They are ours. But rather, let's again do the needful, what is culturally expected of us. In whatever you do, as far as you remain a Ghanaian, you are supposed to look at whatever you have done, okay, so that you learn your lessons from it. It's not for nothing that we once upon a time had a symbol and we still have it, and we call it Sankofa. It's all because we have to rethink. Look at whatever it is we have done over time. Pick out the good ones. Do away with the bad ones. Sometimes even hang the bad ones for everyone to see, so that it serves as a lesson to others, so that we don't repeat that. So for me, the overriding thing is, well, the boys have been there. They represented the nation. They sang nicely for us.
They didn't sing.
They were good ambassadors.
Wakefield, they didn't sing. That one, I disagree 100%. I didn't see any of them singing.
Not literally, though.
The national anthem I'm talking about.
Okay.
They sang in their hearts. They sang in their hearts. And you see, coming to even the national anthem, which is our identity.
Yes.
Your relation to the national anthem plays a role in the way you go out. Watch how some players of some teams sing the anthem like it's running through them.
Exactly.
Look, you feel it.
Exactly.
I don't want us to go too much
into that
tangent. Exactly.
You got it. I wanted to avoid it.
Congratulations to the boys. But coming to the Floods, this is long overdue. You see, way back in school, we learnt about the conflict between man and nature. Man never wins. Whenever man confronts nature, man never wins. You will be successful largely for some time, but eventually nature will catch up with you. It's a very simple thing. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to where we call villages, what I don't call villages, but they are settlements. You realize the level of arrangement that is there. You go to settlements, people are told, don't go to this forest. It is for a good reason. Do not take any land off the forest. Because after all, if the forest is there, and the rains come, and we have a lot of runoff water, where will it go? It will go to the forest. That's why we said nobody should go there. You understand? Because we are very certain that all the runoff water will go there. Again, so long as we don't litter the place, so long as we don't fell the trees, come on, we are going to have a system that will be able to withstand all these shocks. Typically, look at how we were constructing our public schools way back. Huge compounds. Why do you think our forefathers had huge compounds? Because when there is any calamity within the community, the biggest assembly point is the school. It has good lands for us. But you see, in our modern wisdom, we don't believe the schools should have such big compounds. So we still brazenly from the schools, believing that we are becoming wise. In the end, nature will catch up with us. We talk about developing, being the gateway to Africa, calling on the rest of Africa, come and see us. We live in very plush houses. We see waste trucks, the tricycles. We see them on the roads. We call them nuisance. Why are they nuisance? Because they are collecting refuse. Refuse from where? From the very plush home that you live. You are not concerned with the management of your waste. It will come back to you. In the flood, one of the pathetic things about the flood that I witnessed was the level of filth that impeded rescue operations. I believe it is about real time we take a good look at our cultural way of doing things, way of living, the way we live. Whatever it is, if we decide to look at the flood under the lens of culture, I am too positive we won't encounter this phenomenon on this scale.
Awesome. And we get deeper into that today on the show. Let me get to Numo. Numo, so you want to talk about the sports and the floods as well? You can combine both.
Definitely.
But don't go deeper into the floods, because we'll get deeper into that when we go for one round.
So I'd like to use this opportunity to say hi to all our listeners out there, especially the University of Education, Winneba Jumaku campus, of where I'm a student now.
Oh.
Yeah, and then to my family, my town, my chief, who has gone to the ancestral world too as well. My regards to the entire community. Going straight to the point and talking about the football aspect, I think so far our boys have done well again, like they've been doing almost every 4 years. But I think with this particular time round, things were not going as we were expecting though. But their performance over there, from my point of view, was very super. Because there were teams that they met that, from my point of view, I don't think they should be able to at least move with them bumper to bumper. But the way they gave them tough times, I realized they were able to do what they did very, very well. Although we couldn't get to a particular higher point to do. But yeah, what is good is good. And our people will say maya and say me, right? So if you can't praise them, we shouldn't speak bad of them. They have done well. And then talking about the floods, for me, I would say most of the times it's negligence. Yeah, these things have been happening over and over and over and over and over again. Once it comes, as Africans, we only apply ointment to that particular portion that is wounded, not looking for the exact spot of where that injury is coming from. And then once the pain goes off, we feel like, oh, we are good to go. Yeah, and that makes us to just neglect whatever happens. Once it comes again, we go back, we revisit, apply 1 or 2 tactics. Once everything is over, we just relax and let it go. So we have a long way to go. But I believe once we apply the cultural values, everything is going to be fixed.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Numo. Let me come to Nana Odei Ampofo. Nana, where are you starting from sports or from flats?
If any sports question should fly under my, armpit, I should be the wrong person to answer.
Oh, you are just like me, eh?
Yes, I don't like football.
Oh,
sometimes because I think those days in our secondary school days, I followed football, especially regarding the national team.
Yeah.
And I stopped for obvious reason that so I don't want to talk about it
at all.
No.
Great.
Because I'll open wounds, I'll reactivate certain wounds. I didn't watch the match yesterday anyway, because as if I knew what
would happen.
So I didn't watch, and I'm not a football fan. I am not too good with the analysis of football because I don't watch. I don't want to, inculcate that kind of a. So we can talk about any other thing.
So let's talk about the flats. Your initial comment, then we delve deeper into the cultural and the traditional aspect, where the reason we are here today.
Well, so let me start with a statement which is, I think it's quite it connects to the executive directors.
Okay. Mr.
Kwaku. You see, if the rules or laws made for nature go to sleep, the law of nature will be at work. I'm saying that if the laws for nature go to sleep, the laws of nature will be at work, and that's what we are witnessing. Our problem is the proverbial vulture syndrome, like Numo said. You see, we tend to, I don't want to sound political, that we have short memories, but I don't want to, all apologies, whoever said it, I don't want to. I don't know if it's within our genes. This issue, when I was reading the write-up for this very program, and the heading was, I think, annual tragedy, something. Flooding, but you see, within the grammatical context, you are not far from right. But per attitude now, within the context of our attitude towards, preventing these devastating floods, I think that it is better you call it a tragic festival, because the same rituals that we go through, you see, in 1995, if you remember, the gutters and the drainage system around Alaju and the environs were not expanded to this level. Even that one, you had a devastating, flood, and that actually led President Rawlings at that time came to Alaju and then made some unfortunate statement that the place should be used for sugarcane farm. If you heard that.
That was in
1995.
I was quite young.
And that was the first. I have lived all my life on the ridge, so it was quite weird for me to witness that kind of that you have rain, torrential rain, and then you have flood, and then it has to enter your room and then destroy everything. Now, see, what it is I have seen that today, tomorrow, next week, if we should have sunshine for even 2 weeks, we'll retire. And it's all boils down to we have that kind of loquacious attitude towards issues like the football. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to talk without a pragmatic solution. Look, this is not the first time the president flew the helicopter to assess, the
flood situation.
The situation. This is not the first time. We have had from President Rawlings, but except that the degree is increasing almost every year. We had the one that we had around 2015.
Yeah.
If you assess it, we are graduating, every year. It is graduating to, the highest level. I think that we have to do something now before it gets out of hand.
Great.
But as you've already indicated, we will get into a deeper, discussion and find out what our forebears did, especially with regards to prevention of these, floods and to safeguard the environment and all those things. So that would be my initial.
We are going there. We are going deeper into that. Right. So let me ask you, in times past, how did our forebears see or perceive the relationship between nature and the environment, or the environment and human activities?
So I would put it this way. The African had been very religious until the introduction, before the introduction of the Bible. And you see, the concept of God within the Gans, the Akans, and other related ethnic groups are such that if anything is connected to God, it is well respected, including rules. And I'll start this way. Our forebears were so wise that they anticipated a lot of things based on past experience. And they knew that every tomorrow is a mystery. But based on past experiences, some programs were designed to deal with them, if not to deal with them completely, to alleviate the impact. I'll give you an example. You see, somebody may enter the world with his full sight.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, may lose the sight.
Yeah.
There were games, and I'm going to give you two. There were games that were designed to deal with this. And just as the executive director, you cannot win nature. No man can win nature. But at least you can manage. Just as nobody can cure BP, as it stands now.
Yeah.
We manage it.
Yeah.
So this game is designed on the floor. And then it is called Nanaoho.
Okay.
Now, you have 4 lines, a space, another 4 lines. Now, within the space, you have some small circles, about 4. Now, the one whose turn it is, ask, and then you have a call and a response.
Okay.
So, Nanaoho.
Oh, okay.
Nanaoho, anka mepe nana ba kwazo Nanaoho is Nana around, okay. Anka mepe nana ba kwasumano. I wish to send one of his children.
Yes.
Okay, so
okay.
Wait. So you know that. So let us connect to what it was actually meant for and the reason why. So you are having fun, but there's a real reason connecting that thing to human development. Now you see, the rules are that once you are going to navigate your forefinger through, that's the finger that you. So one, you are not supposed to repeat a line. Neither are you allowed to skip a line. Yeah. Now, what does it tell you? It trains the brain such that when you are in darkness, because that's your route, so you know that the first one, you pointed at first line, so you are not supposed to repeat. So the brain tells you that, oh, this one, that's a memory work. But it trains, sometimes the eyes, the brain is connected to the eye. That's why those visually impaired persons, they are able to walk.
Yeah.
Especially when it is a route that he normally
they are used to
apply. Exactly.
Yeah.
Pilolo. You know what Pilolo is?
Yeah.
This is a game. You have sticks depending on the number of people who want to play the game, and you have their sticks cut into 6 to 7 inches, dependent on the number. And then one person is an officiating person. He keeps the sticks. And then the rules are that the sticks will be hidden at the blind side of the players. So you don't know where the sticks are. And then you are told to go and find where the sticks are. Yeah. When you find it, there's a close by, a nearby either pillar or pole, and then you have to go touch the pole and then come. But if you don't have that sprinting skills, and then you raise the alarm. Somebody who has that capacity to run faster than you, overtake you, and that's your own cup of tea. What did that do? That was inculcating in us a spirit of research. So if you went here, you didn't find it, go to another place. If you went here, you didn't find it, go to another place. These were quite inched towards human development, mental alertness, anti-entry. If mental alertness. Sorry. Now, let's come to how they safeguarded the environment, the sacred grove that you were talking about, and the fact that the concept of God within the Gans and the Kwapems ran a theocratic system until the 18th century, when the British introduced the Native Administration Ordinance.
Wow.
Yes, because they had what you call priest chiefs. The Kwapems have similar. The priest chiefs are supposed to take the spiritual aspiration of the people. They are supposed to be in charge until that 18th century, when the political, socio-political terrain of the Ghana changed. Because then there were land encroachment. People wanted to, encroach their land. So they had to find a way to institute that kind of chieftaincy to take care of the lands. That's how the genesis of the chieftaincy. So if you look at the Ashantis, where they practice what you call pyramidal unitary state, even that they have the theocratic level at a certain level, because they also have river bodies, Subin. So when
before you continue, theocratic means the leader that has spiritual how do you call it? Responsibilities as well.
Exactly. So they have a priest.
Okay.
The priest does not get possessed. There's difference between priest chief and fetish priest. The fetish priest gets possessed with that spirit. This one, they take commands. They believe to take command from God and then apply it on the subjects. But what it is because it's connected to the metaphysical entity, almost every river, lagoon, whatever it is, was a symbol of a metaphysical entity. And because of that, the accounts are thanatophobic.
Please explain that one.
Death anxiety. So anything that may lead to his death, he will avoid it. So rules were made in connection to that. If you do this, your mother will die. If you do this, your father will die. All these were meant to safeguard the environment, the sacred grove. You dare not. What are you going to do there? You dare not. And then you see.
Nana, I'm not cutting you. I want to seek some clarity on that. So the sacred grove, for example, if you went there, it was believed that spiritually something will happen to you. Did that happen to people that went there spiritually? Were they harmed spiritually by the gods or by the spirits?
You see, what I have experienced in this world, everything or anything that you believe in, they happen.
Can I hold on here?
Nana,
just a second. You see, it's not a matter of the thing happening immediately. As in instantly. Okay, you are told that don't go to the forest on this day. When you go, this will happen to you. Now, death may not be an instant thing in this on this occasion. It may be gradual, destroying many other things leading up to that. And like Nana is saying, it's the belief system, which is part and parcel of the community. So once the community believes in that and is shaped by that, trust me, it happened. You and I didn't live in that time, and so we can say today that it didn't happen. But those who lived in those times could tell you it happened.
You see, what is happening now, this is a bad aspect of science, which is curiosity driven. See, the executive director was trying to tell you that, look, have you ever even seen somebody take a step to even 10 meters away from the group? No. You dare not. No. How can you? How could you make an attempt to go to a place that your great grandfather, your grandfather, your father has never been. So that's fear, not fear that actually is gravitated towards your human development, but fear to the extent that you would not act in such a way that you desecrate water bodies. And as I told you, the current concept of God is that they looked at God that it is all sorts of power, all sorts of energy. And just like Akosomo, you want power, you need a transformer, to step down the energy for you to get it to the level that you may apply it to your appliances. You can use them. Now, so they also realize that is how they see God. So they created the concept of smaller gods as intermediaries. Those intermediaries are the water bodies. That's where you get theophoric names like Bosompim, Bosompra, Tano, Ejim, and all those things. They are theophoric names. They are names that were derived from these water bodies. The kind of reverence that were accorded those water bodies, you dare not engage in any conduct that would desecrate the water body, let alone throwing garbages. These days, look at the beach. The beach, the Epukokoroko, is regarded as the mother of all water bodies. But that is where people ease themselves. And let me tell you, the Epo, as with the sea, there's also a water body that is a symbol of metaphysical entity, and that's a bigger one. And people who are well versed in this spiritual matters will tell you. So there are things that you do that you may not see the results, or the punishment that are meant for you may not be that instant. But the frustrations and the problems that you go through before the death occurs, you yourself would notice that no, there's something wrong. Sometimes it's non-negotiable. There are things that when you do at those times, you cannot get any elderly person to go and perform any ritual. It's non-negotiable. No, they don't go there. You are not supposed to go there. Those days they banish people. Sacred grove.
Like banish.
You are banished.
You'll be sent from the community.
So the rules are connected to metaphysical beings. It's not me. Look, when you go to court today, and for instance, your conduct go contrary to our laws, you can read what will be, your punishment. What will actually, when you are convicted, you can know what actually your punishment will be. This one, and one thing about things that you don't know how it is, how they manifest themselves, are very fearful and scary. If I'm going to steal somebody's goat, and I know that at the end of the day, when I'm taken to court and I'm convicted, I'll get 3 years imprisonment.
Yeah,
I know.
You know.
So I have prepared, my instincts are prepared for that punishment. This one,
you don't know.
You don't know. So these are ways that our forebears, protected the land and then the ecological system.
I know there are more, and I'll come back to you on that. But let me remind our listeners that we're talking about how we can use our cultural values to protect our environment. You can send in your comment 055-1111-997. We want you to tell us, which one tradition do you think should be brought back or reactivated to help us save our environment? Send us the comments now, 055-1111-997. Let's get a bit spiritual. Let's go to Wulamo. So when I saw the Laboma Beach video with the filth in the water, I was like, I know these water bodies have spiritual side to them.
Yeah.
Does it mean now the spirits are gone? Why has the spirit allowed this to happen? Why have the gods allowed people to dirty the water bodies? They ease themselves in them. and all manner of things. Why is this happening? Wolomo, let me come to you.
All right. So if I may move straight to your question.
Yes.
I would like to thank you for the question initially. One thing we are supposed to understand is that from the cosmology of our traditional people, wherever a deity comes to stay becomes its existing point, and it stays there for a lifetime. It doesn't die. So the sea over there is one of the greatest deities that we have. And we have series of deities that are actually connected, or that are actually connecting itself into the sea as well. And they are all within their place of abode. Now, naturally, the sea is created to wipe away death. But not death as in the physical one, whereas maybe you are dumping plastic or rubber. Nah. When you give those ones over to the sea, it will bring them back to you. Because it was not created to formulate a strategy to be able to dump those things off. But the most important thing is that whatever spiritual debt you are having, once you hand that over to the sea, it will wipe and make you cleaner. Bringing that same idea onto the flesh, you understand that the sea itself is a natural drainage. Because science will let you understand that this particular world you are living in, the world has covered, the waters have covered about 70% of the universe. So that means that naturally, water is the energy that is actually controlling this particular world that we are living in. So the deities are actually there. Now, those that actually go over there to ease themselves, those that also go there with the intention of going to dump maybe things over there, or maybe one or two things, most of the times when you put analysis on their behavior, you understand that it is because of cultural negligence, and then they're not being brought up in the cultural way. Because some people, whenever you speak of these things, they'll be like, oh, we are in the 21st century. Meanwhile, they are forgetting that man is nature and nature is man. Nature depends on man, man depends on nature. Just like my honorable over there spoke about some time ago, we realized that initially there were lands that were not being sold. Those lands were actually left down for the community. Some were also sacred groves, some were sacred forests, and even some even existed as a spiritual let me see, enclosure for spiritual things to be performed inside. But nowadays we move towards those angles, and all those things are being desecrated. The truth over there in this issue is one. Let me take your mind onto this particular thing.
Okay.
When a woman dies, leaving a young child behind, we have it in our system of cosmology that this particular woman has the potential to carry the soul of the child living to move into the ancestral world. Because she'll be like, in Ghana we say, that means whenever you leave something behind for someone to take care of, the person may not be able to handle that thing like yourself.
Yeah.
For that reason, they'll be like, okay, it is better if I take my own thing away with me into the spiritual world. So what actually happens is that portion of this late woman's hair and fingernails is actually being trimmed, and it's being tied onto the wrist of the child. Why? So that whenever the woman comes to touch the child, she'll end up touching herself. And it's the same thing that our dates are actually also having to as well. Because they know that, look, this particular person doing this is my own child. If I'm not careful and I palm the palm knot, it might end up staining my dress too as well. So because of that kind of patience they are having, people are thinking they are not there. But you also go back and someone will go and lay a curse on you with that same deity, and the curse will begin to manifest. So you ask yourself, is that deity there, or deity is gone? Wow. At times they realize that when they touch you and they are not careful, they will end up getting a bad name. People have this particular notion that the deities we have are actually negative energies, and they only take pleasure in doing the bad things. For those speaking, and for the deities to let them understand that they are not that kind of bad people, they give that kind of long chain. So you'll be going, they'll be sparing you. You'll be going, they'll be sparing you. But the day they are going to grab that chain and pull, that is when some of this flood will start occurring. They will let you understand that in the Ghanaian cosmology, we say bulu mo wong, which means a foolish person cannot be chosen or cannot be possessed by a deity unless you are smart. That means that the traditional system and common sense, with all due respect, moves hand in hand. So you know, if I do this, this and this are bound to happen. I may not end up doing those things. But looking at where we are now and what we have gotten to, everyone thinks our deities are out and the laws are in our hands and we have the money to buy these things. The deities will be somewhere there relaxing and be watching you because they know there is a period coming. When that period comes, you begin to understand.
Wow.
When you get to Sakumono, I think about 2-3 years ago, whenever I move around, I realized that The Ramsar site is being encroached. I keep saying, hey, Jema won Sakumo, oh yeah. Sakumo, oh yeah, which means the day is Sakumo. Are you still there? You will be shocked what happened during this particular torrential rainfall. Sakumo has even now expanded into areas that people did not think to be getting to. That's because most of the deities that we have are actually based in water, and if they want to punish you, they will punish you with water. That same Sakumo, when someone catches you with Sakumo, with a mud, that you, because of this and this and that, when Sakumo fails, you should be filled. Whenever Sakumo fails, you'll be filled as well. Whenever Sakumo gets muddy, you get muddy too as well. That means the deities are actually what? They are there. But they as well, the patience they have is just too much. That is the issue, and I can continue from there.
Nana, I'll bring you. Let me tell our listeners that. Okay. Let me tell our listeners that we've been talking about the scientific aspect, the political gymnastics, and all that. Today we're talking about the cultural aspect. So we're getting into the spiritual side and all the things we did in the past that helped us to preserve the environment. And we have Nana Ampofu here. He is linguist to Ukwapem Hine. You just heard Chawe Wolomo. Askbon, who is His Eminence Numo Chawe Otromo the second. Did I get the name right? Is it Otromo? Otrome. Oh, sorry, Otrome the second. He just spoke. We have Wakefield Akwaku, Executive Director of National Commission on Culture, and my uncle Ken Adi, who is a broadcaster here at Joy FM. Nana, quickly before I go to Wakefield. Yes, please.
This is your question. Are the gods?
Are they gone? Are they still alive?
So there's a god called Krachidente.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a scenario, and then Krachidente is not from Krachi. It is from Latte. So if you are well versed with spirituality, you would also realize that the spirit or symbol of the metaphysical entities, they also have taboos in forms of, animals. Some are dogs, some tortoise. They are taboo. So once those things are introduced at wherever that river is, the spirit, it will drive the spirit away. That's a fact. That the one that I'm talking about, Krachidente, lived in Latte. And the evidence is there that Bosumpra is the oldest entity in the Kwapem. It's reside in Abu. Abu is one of the oldest towns. Anytime that they are having their festival, there's something we call a bisa consultation. They have to travel from Abu to Krachi. Why that relationship? Because it's a Gwan deity. The Abus are Gwans.
Yes.
The Lattes are Gwans. They differ by linguistic differences. So, to other, and then the other reason is that maybe those whose act of desecration, affect those water bodies, they get punished, but we don't see.
Maybe.
It's just like law of karma. People who have, done wrong to you, do you see the results? Sometimes you don't see you don't see what happened to them, but they happen. It's a karma. So maybe they get punished, we don't see, or there are some act of desecration against the spirits, because the water body is just a symbol, but there's a spirit behind. That's why I said they represent metaphysical world. So I think that clearly those things, it is two. Either they drive them away with their taboos, or people get punished. But we don't see. The punishment manifests to only those who it is meant for. So I think that clarity must be established.
All right, you can send in your questions, your comments, 05511119997. You can also do that on our social media handles on Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook and X. You can do that now. We're talking about how to use our cultural values or traditions to effect change in our environment, to protect and preserve our environment. And we've touched on a bit of the aspects. We're getting deeper into it still. Let me talk to Wakefield Akwaku, who is Executive Director of the National Commission on Culture. And so we're getting into your office right now. I know you have a culture policy.
Yes, we do.
Yes, I was there during the launch. I was at the National Theatre. I've read portions of it, and I've read the portion that talks about environment, not sanitation, environment. I have a screenshot here. It talks about our cultural beliefs and practices shape our relationship with the natural world. Our cultural heritage is deeply rooted in the land, and our traditional knowledge and practices have always been adapted to the local environment. So the key issues are empowering communities to play a vital role in environmental conservation through recognition and affirmation of their cultural perceptions, rules, and institutions. And then he said, reviewing mining regulations to ensure the protection of livelihoods, health, and cultural benefits, preserving the sacredness of our ecosystem by treating it with reverence and respect. And then the policy statement says the state shall take the necessary steps to protect the natural heritage for future generations, promote sustainable development and eco-friendly practices, foster collaboration with international partners to address global environmental challenges. I know the review was done just a while ago, but being an office, an institution of government that's supposed to make sure our cultural values are upheld, what is the office doing in this regard, making sure that our values, our cultural values, apply in way preserving our environment?
Thank you very much, Kwame.
I've read the brothel, now the practical aspect.
And while you were reading, I could see you were really enjoying what you were reading.
Sweet English.
Trust me. I believe every Ghanaian should own the cultural policy.
Yeah.
Read, if for nothing at all, to understand where we are coming from as a people. We should have a policy guiding us. But Kwame, what is the theme for today's program? Protecting the environment with our cultural values.
Yes, sir.
And we all know that our culture in Ghana is not homogeneous.
Okay.
It's not the same across board.
True.
It's very diverse.
True.
Okay. Irrespective of how diverse it is, if you go into the cultural policy again, it talks about culture and governance.
Yes.
Okay, which means there's the need for us to govern the diversity of culture that we have.
True.
If we look at culture and governance, you notice that there are only 3 pillars, not very many, 3 pillars that should support us to be able to do the right things. The first pillar is our tradition, our traditional authority. And when we talk of traditional authority, we are not only limiting it to chieftaincy, we are limiting it, we are bringing in also the priests and all those who work around.
Okay.
The domain.
Okay.
Now, when we look at the issue of ownership of land in Ghana, which is at the bane of the flooding we are having, it's something we haven't spoken about. So. It is at the heart of what we are witnessing. Ownership of land. Who are the owners of the lands we have?
The custodians.
Exactly. Okay, and they are found in that space. If they provide the right leadership, some of these things could be avoided, if not mitigated. Because here we are, you know very well that this is a Ramsar site. But traditional authorities, families go through traditional authorities and claim them. And then sell to individuals. Now, individuals also take advantage and do what they like. Whoever it is collects whatever he has to collect. That individual knows that where I am going to build is not a good place, and so fortifies the building by making sure the foundation may be strong. So the rains may come, the runoff water will not find space. Water has to find its level. It will go where it has to go. And then others pay the price for it.
Yes.
So the 3 pillars, traditional authority, which encompasses spiritual authorities and what have you, have a key role to play if we must succeed with the cultural policy. Okay. The next one is democracy, which is also a big pillar.
Yeah.
Because of democracy, everybody has a mouth. Everybody has a stake. everybody can say just anything. And we are running a democracy where we are becoming a little bit, my words, nobody's words, a little bit lawless. I mean, pretending to be lawful or law-abiding. Because the least thing, everybody jumps to the radio, there's a microphone, that is it. We are good to go. So democracy is not safeguarding what was bequeathed to us. Okay? If democracy is anything to go by, we the citizens should be the ones to rise up and say, hey, this is a Ramsar site. Nobody is supposed to build in there. Painfully, I live in Tema West constituency.
Okay.
When you come to Sakumono, there's so much refuse being dumped at the Sakumono village, okay, which eventually goes back into the Sakumono Lagoon. And you know the amazing thing, we have, democratic leaders within the community. They all see these things. Now, when you turn that place into a refuse dump, what's going to happen is the toxic materials from the refuse dump will percolate the soil, get into the water table, and pollute the very lagoon that is close by it. And painfully, you find some people fishing in the lagoon, catching the fish, and then as to whether they will consume it, as to whether they will sell it, we do not know. So you see, we are recycling trouble.
The vicious cycle.
That's it, in the name of democracy. Again, when somebody has done the wrong thing, and we are supposed to be democratically apt, rising up to the occasion to say, no, you are not supposed to do it. We again hide behind democracy and say, hey, freedom of movement. The person says the land is his. Come on, allow it. But we will pay the price subsequently. You see, so it's not enough to just look at the traditional authorities and then say the democratic dispensation gives us reason to do so. Again, democratic dispensation makes us also watchmen of democracy. Minus the citizens, democracy will not succeed. So if you know there's a contractor who is building a road and you are minded, you will go and find out the specification of the drainage, the size of the gutter the person is supposed to do. But we the citizens don't care. So the person does anything he or she likes and goes away. But a lot of the time, those people don't live in that area. Yeah. So when there are floods or there's a disaster, you'll be the worst affected. But be concerned. That is where the democracy comes in. Don't only wait 4 years to go and cast your ballot. No. Be interested in the development that is going on within your yard. If you say you don't care, well, too bad. This rain, the present one that we had, those who thought they lived in very good environments, good areas where there will be no flood, they had the shock of their lives.
Yeah.
Look, the water level in certain areas, bro, it was a room full. There was no way you could survive it. You had to run away from it. So that is the second pillar, which is democracy. The third pillar, which is hurting all of us, is the media. You, the media, you are our number one problem in this country. Because the moment...
Give it to us.
Oh, I'm telling you the truth. The moment that somebody has done the wrong thing. For example, I have media men in Tema West. They have all been watching the dumping of refuse at Sakumono. What have they been doing about it? What have they been talking about? They're not interested in that. Because when they talk about that one, there'll be no solid. There'll be nothing happening to them. So they're not interested in it. Again, the media will take sides. When there's the need for certain structures that have been constructed wrongly or in wrong places to be demolished, it takes the media to take sides. To say, no, this shouldn't happen, this should happen, this shouldn't happen. The media is not playing its watchdog role. Okay? The media should help us. An institution like the National Commission on Culture, where we will be able to disseminate or share with the general populace what is contained in the cultural policy. The media should open its doors to us so we can have discussions so people will really know what it is. All these beautiful elucidation from Ochiame and Ulomo. Wonderful conversation we are having. But for how long? For a short time. By the time we finish this program, I'm sure by the time we play the next World Cup match, many would have forgotten.
But Showbiz A-Z focuses on culture, art, and tourism. So this is not the first time we are interviewing you,
No,
right?
agreed.
So we do our part. I'm not defending the media.
No, let me come.
But I'm talking about Showbiz A-Z.
When I was coming in, once you brought this up, let me hit you with this one.
Okay.
When I was coming in, I noticed that your tagline is your number one election station or number one election
for Joy FM.
And so why not number one cultural whatever? So that you realign our minds. Elections is in 4 years only. General election is in 4 years.
Your election
culture is exactly culture is with us every day. You see, so if we take it up, we will look at it from that point. But largely, what is happening from the National Commission's point of view is we, the National Commission on Culture, are not enjoying the support that we are supposed to have. Mind you, the Commission on Culture is present in every district in Ghana. We have district cultural officers in every assembly. So when we want to talk about our culture, it becomes very simple and, manageable should we decide to go on. When you come to the regional capitals, we have our auditoriums or auditoria where we can put up performances, exhibitions for the world to come and see and then have discussions around these things. But here we are not given that capacity to be able to go forward.
Is it financial capacity?
I don't want to look at financial capacity.
About 2 or 3 years ago, we had the former executive director of CNC, Commission on National Culture, here in the studio. And he complained about not receiving funding for certain tasks. I don't know if the situation still persists.
Funding will never be adequate at any time when you are working with government.
Okay, but in your case, are you satisfied with what you have?
No, I'm not satisfied. But that is not the only thing.
Okay.
When you read the cultural policy, it tells you about the collaborations we need to have. My being in the studio alone is even one of the collaborations I may end up getting from Joy FM. That's why I'm putting across my case forcefully. That give us the platform to come here and...
So the platform is yours, but the election headquarters you saw, it is a brand that we created for election. No, we need to clear it before you go. So you see the tagline on the building, yeah? Yes. It was done during the election. We will change it. Don't worry.
I'm fine.
It doesn't mean we are always or almost always.
No, I'm fine. I just want to bring your mind to it.
Thank you very much for that. I was going to respond to
you were
that.
going.
Yes,
I'm coming to you shortly. Okay.
No, so let me just round up. So in effect, we are having issues with our way of life, which is our culture, but we are not specifically looking at what is causing it. All the 3 pillars I've mentioned, be it chieftaincy, be it democracy, be it media, lacks one basic thing: leadership. We are not getting that leadership. If you look at everything else that Ochame has said, that Numo has said, it's because at each given time there's a leadership that sees to it that things are done in that way.
Great.
We are lacking the requisite leadership that will extricate us from the encumbrances we are having at this point in time.
I have one question for you, but I'll go around and come back with that question before we leave. Uncle Ken, I have a message from Notedua. He says, Showbiz, Yang go high. What does it mean? Yang. Let me spell it. Ya, Y-A-A, and then N-W-E-N. I think this is in Ghana, right?
It's like Yahweh.
Yahweh. Oh, okay. It's Yahweh.
What's the meaning?
Keep going higher.
Okay. I said go higher, not take by nature. He's the host of Ultimate Health on Joy FM every Sunday. Okay, so notice something that Yahweh, Charlie.
He's an ardent listener too.
He does. Uncle Ken, you've listened to Wakefield, listened to Wulomo, listened to Nana O'Day. Yeah, for the first round.
I've listened
Let me hear
to
you.
Wisdom, and I've enjoyed it, and I'm still enjoying the information I'm getting from these people who know what they are talking about.
Yeah.
I am so happy because I grew up in an era that Ochame was referring to. I grew up in Akropong Ekwapim. Right?
You.
Back then in Akropong Ekwapim, we had reverence and respect for rivers. There was no pipe-borne water when I was growing up. People had to wake up early in the morning at dawn to go fetch water from the rivers that were there for the populace. We had one called Ademi. You went to PTC?
You.
Okay. Ademi was just down from PTC.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had Amrapa. Amrapa was by the Presbyterian Boys School downwards.
Okay.
That was Amrapa.
Okay.
And those were rivers where people went to fetch water for their homes. I lived in a reverend minister's house beside the church. One of the first, my great-grandfather was one of the first Basel ministers to be ordained. So our house was on the same compound with the Christ Church, the Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
At Akropong. You should know the Christ
I know,
Church.
I know that.
Our house was just on the same compound. It's recently that they've had to put a wall around it. And our house had rain gutters around the ceiling, the roof. And we had a huge tank at home. And so the rain was gathered and and it
harvested in the tank.
Harvested in the tank at home. And Kwame, I don't know if you've ever drank tank water from. Oh
yeah.
Like, it's a different. And then we had what we call coolers.
The coolers.
That we put, and that even made it.
Yeah,
exactly. You're right. You know, young man like you. How did you know?
No, I'm a village boy. Don't worry.
it really makes the taste onto a different
level altogether. A different level altogether. We didn't need fridges at all back then. You know, at the Kropong Ekwapim. I don't know what the situation is now because Kropong Ekwapim has been turned into a cosmopolitan town now. Everywhere in Kropong is busy and bustling with pubs and bars all over the place. Whereas back then, it was serene, community-based, and everybody. We had landfills where every morning people went to throw their rubbish there at that particular landfill at the Kropong Ekwapim. We had people manning the landfill who took out bottles because people did not, you know, put. The people did not separate bottles and things from what have you, you know, waste, but from waste. And there were people there all the time working on the landfills. Yes. And then they would burn what they had to burn. And so the whole town was neat. You wouldn't get people throwing rubbish about because they would keep the rubbish at home. And a lot of people were rearing animals and poultry in their homes back then. Whenever you were cooking, you were making fufu, you peel your cassava and your plantain. That was kept, and people will carry those things to folks who were rearing animals for them to feed on. So they did not become garbage.
Yes.
You know, that did not become garbage. It was a very useful thing for people who were rearing goats and stuff to
pigs
feed.
too.
Yes, and to feed their animals. It was brilliant. Our tank was cleaned almost every year at a point. If we had to drill out all the water, we'll drill out all the water, clean. Somebody jumps into the tank and cleans it up. And then the gutters were also cleaned up, and they had filters and all that. So the water was treated with reverence. And because of that, Akropong, fortunately, is up a hill. So the matter of floods and things.
Down, that's the topography.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never got any problems with that, but we did not allow the rain that was falling to go waste. People harvested the rains and used them. What is happening today? Wetlands are disturbed. Groves are disturbed by humans. And I think it was Wakefield who made all of them, I think, have made that point. That if you disturb nature,
you can't win. You can never win.
If you disturb nature,
nature will disturb you.
Nature will take revenge. That is what we are experiencing today in Ghana. The people who are saying that they live in places that they've never experienced floods. And with Monday's floods, people have lost so much, Kwame.
Yeah.
Why? Because people around them have messed up, disturbed nature, and nature is telling everybody that, look, you Paul who has not disturbed me, I'm warning you.
Yes.
Of course.
This is what I can do when you get out of order. I lived in England. And if you watch the River Thames, people tell me that we have Odo, and that the Odo is water coming from the mountains. If the mountains are through Dorme and all those through Alajo, but I don't see any river. I don't see the trail of what these people are talking about. But if you go to these advanced countries, you see the river that they're talking about. That is the trail of gatherings from all the others leading into somewhere. You see it, and it is clean, and they use it for transport. They use it for people to just go and leisure on them and all that. But ours, all I know is they say we have Odo. And if you tell me they say Odo, where is the Odo? That is supposed to have passed through Dorme and all those places and end up in the sea. I only see Kole, which we have dirtied to the point where everybody's ashamed of. So our attitudes as a people has contributed to what is happening to us today. And Kwame, I think that, as for me, I always tell people, I've lived my life. I tell my boys and all the youngsters, my nieces and things, I say, I've lived my life. I fear for you people, you that you're coming up, because I do not see any hope in us wanting to keep our environment the way it should be kept. We are disturbing every bit of the environment that we are not supposed to touch. We're supposed to leave it for it to be what it's supposed to be. But we don't do that no more. We don't do that. And nature is getting angry with us. Nature gets angry with a lot of people. Fortunately, some of our people are taking solace in the fact that some of our neighbors also experience
and so it is nothing new, and it is a natural occurrence. But
yes, and that it is a natural. But yes, nature is angry with Africa, the way we are treating it.
But if we did things right, the effects wouldn't be as severe as we experienced.
At all.
Thank you, Kwame.
But the places that got flooded, let me come in. Sorry.
Yes. Oh no.
The places that got flooded. Are you saying Lagos? You want to be like Lagos? Is that what we are saying? And so if Lagos is flooded and Accra is flooded, it's no news.
Yes.
We've lowered the bar.
Yes, we have.
Okay. And one thing,
you see, to add up to what my honorable panelist is saying, you see, at times we have to blame most of our fellow custodians because, like I said earlier, they know that how do you call it, the actual plane of the land. They know how the land like how the land is supposed to be. And now, if you get to some portions of Accra, people are really rallying and running for chieftaincy positions, not because of anything, but because of land.
They want to sell land.
Yes, because they know once I get this position, I can be able to sell this land over here.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they do not know the typographical, how do you call it? It's just horrible. It's just horrible for them to protect. No.
Okay.
Kwame, just before.
Quickly. Okay. So we go for a break and then come. Quickly. Yeah.
If you look at certain developed places.
Yes, please.
You go to a place like Germany, and the way their buildings are, because they want to be sure that sewage and everything else that matters for peaceful life for their citizens, their houses are built in a certain structure. Right? So that the sewage that they have to provide
can be disposed of.
Yes, is uniform. And it's for every. But here, what do? We build basa. We build basa. And we build on sites that we are not supposed to build on as well. And create confusion.
You're right on that.
Create confusion.
Okay, growing up, even in the villages, there was a structure to how the buildings were constructed.
Yes.
They were in line. There were spaces.
They were in line, Kwame.
Exactly. Even in the villages.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. You can send us a comment right now. We have some comments here already, but tell us which traditional practice you think should be brought back to help us preserve our environment. Do that now, 055111197. When we come back, we get to the other side of the whole conversation. We've mentioned traditional authorities, among other things. And then the National Commission on Culture too. We want to know what specifically they're doing. Uncle Wakefield, you did not mention the specific things you want to do. You only spoke to us about the challenges and all that. The challenges and all that. But we will get to that here on Joy 99.7 FM Showbiz A-Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. We'll be right back.
His introduction raised eyebrows.
You are Josh Weissman?
Yes, I am. And he loved the life of crime.
And how did you come by such detailed insight of an armed robbery syndicate?
I am an armed robber.
Hey!
Roverman Productions, in partnership with National Theatre and Joy FM, presents an Uncle Boy's play, Love and Handcuffs.
Remember the reaction tonight?
Yeah. David Fifi, you were wicked man. After bringing the police to shoot me,
shows on the 27th and 28th June and 3rd, 4th and 5th July at the National Theatre. Rates 300 cedis for single tickets, 500 cedis for couples, and 225 for the loyalty cards. Tickets are available via the Rover Cover short code *365*535#. Joy FM, Waka Now offices, Airport Shell, Tama Community 11 Shell, Dansoman Shell, and Bachona Total. Call 050-554-6010. Sponsors: Koba, Waka Now, Apotheca, and M Notify. Roverman Production. Be the difference.
Morning time, the pot is ready. Mama cook it nice and steady. Call your people, call your crew. Over spaghetti made for you. Come chop. Everybody chop. Over on my table, we know.
This advert is FDA approved.
This Saturday, the open house party with DJ Black comes to you live from the Volta Region Hall. Yes. The open house party pop tour starts from O2 City Hall from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM. If you are in Hall or nearby towns, come and experience DJ Black and the Joy Hit Squad this Saturday, July 4th. Free entry, just vibe. On the decks, DJ Rainy, DJ Bidash, Iggy, DJ Shaker HD, winner of Hits FM Hottest DJ 2025, and the General in the DJ Army, DJ Black, serving you back-to-back hits with joy. It's the open house party from O2 City Hall this Saturday. See ya!
The open house party on Joy FM.
Feel the excitement. Enjoy the conversation. Come with us on this exciting journey of growth and personal development. We challenge you to break the status quo, step out and do big things. Catch host Reverend Albert Okran as he vibes with CEOs, experts, and changemakers. Right here on Springboard, your virtual university. Now showing every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Joy News TV, 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, and streaming online on Facebook and YouTube. You can't miss it. Partners, MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program. A collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners, Joy FM, Joy News TV, and Graphic. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. Here's where we turn around.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
Joy 99.7 FM.
A rap for the last two. A rap for the last two. Aye, and your high buffer, and your chain for, and Sutie, you are bassa Execution Entertainment.
Joy 99.7 FM. This is a Showbiz A-Z, and today we're talking about culture. We're talking about how we can use cultural values to preserve and protect the environment. Sometimes big moments start with small things: a call to a loved one, a Momo transaction to support family, a bundle to grow your business. But what if they could lead to something bigger you ever imagined? Yeah, with MTN at 30 promo, every call, every text, every browse, every Momo transaction, every connection to home fiber, and every activity on the My MTN app, and you point towards amazing rewards, including a 9 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado or Prados. Yeah, 9 of them actually. And so if you've been using MTN all these years like I have, you stand a chance of winning brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. I think we need to win some of these prizes, yeah. And then over 10 million Ghana cities in cash prizes and unforgettable experiences just for you. This is what MTN is giving us. And so if you want to take part in this promo, just dial *530# now to participate now, and let's stay connected everywhere we go. With this, MTN is everywhere. Now, if you want to be refreshed, High Five Choco Malt is the best bet for you. The first malt drink with chocolate flavor to make you break loose. High Five Choco Malt refreshes you most when needed with its perfect blend of chocolate and malt paired with your hot meat pie or buffaloot. Yeah, I mean buffaloot. And it is simply irresistible. High Five Choco Malt. Enjoy the malt, feel the chocolate. High Five Choco Malt, the new normal, best served chilled, available in all supermarkets and shops. It's produced by Casa Preco, and for bulk purchases, just call 026-2351-251. And this advert is FDA approved. And we're still here talking about culture and how we can use that to preserve our environment. Quickly, let me get to Nana here. Let's continue with the last round of the conversation. Nana, so we've spoken about the various traditions, the activities we used to do in the past. I'm very sure there are some lefts. I remember when we were growing up, they said when you are bathing, don't sing, don't talk. Your mommy will die. What's it? Udi cocoa bean. It will germinate in your somewhere. All those things we thought they were superstition, but there were scientific reasons behind them, even in the olden days where our forebears lived. And today, because of modernization or modernity, technology, science, people would think that all those practices are outdated. Moving forward, how do we reconcile the two? How do we still stay modernized and culturally aware of our society?
Before Nana answers, because I may
add
kids, we were not supposed to whistle at night.
Yes. The whistling too. The whistling too.
Yes.
You. Now, all those things.
So like I said earlier on, it was because it was connected to the smaller goats. Everything is connected to the smaller goats, and people were scared of death and anxiety and diseases that may befallen them if they went contrary to the rules. But let me say that those rules also went with some kind level of responsibility.
Okay.
And from leadership. You see, like Uncle said, you had a refuse dump. Irrespective of the proximity between the landfill or the refuse dump and your house, you have to commute from where you stay and then come and dump the refuse. You have people who are managing the place. And this on the lighter note. So if those days, if you are making advances towards some girl, and then especially the girls who lived in gated house, and then you went and whistled, and then she didn't come out, so you have to quickly. You would go early before she comes. So before she empties the bin, you are already at a certain corner waiting for her. Exactly. But that was on a lighter note.
Okay.
When it is because most of the things that I said, the modules and the programs that were designed, some are not directly connected to the conversation. That's why I left some out.
All right.
But from the cultural policy, I just want to add something. Ghana, we love enacting laws, beautiful big English, cultural policy. It sounds nice, palatable, big cultural policy. We have cultural policy. You let me go and then ask that I want some assistance, and see if, they cannot turn you down, but the bureaucracies that you will go through before you get the help, you might have even.
You mean help from the Commission on Culture?
No, the cultural policy. I'm talking about the cultural policy.
With the policy.
But I wanted to ask, the executive director is here.
Yeah.
If what their target is. And two, I wish that they consider the creation of some kind of fund for Nananum. Because you see, just as you have in the Article 252, the one that, guarantees the creation of the District Assembly's Common Fund, you can also have some fund, a similar fund for Nananum, the traditional authority, because they've been in partnership, with the local government. They are partners in terms of the local government, agenda. Because if you went into the Ahimfe, especially so when, jurisdiction that do not have these natural resources that they can benefit from, in fact, it's not good at all. I mean, it's a pity. If you went to the Ashanti region, because of the natural resources, the gold, and so they enjoy some level of royalty. Others don't. So I think that they should consider creation of a fund. And that very
Nana, these are the people who are complaining about funding.
No.
To run their
exactly,
day-to-day
but you know, I was going to.
I get you. I get where you're coming from.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so that even part of the fund, by the design, would cater for this sanitation issues, because you know that bottom up approach would have helped if a Kropong decide or
I think for sanitation we should channel that to the right authorities, then give them the power to maybe engage in education and other proactive activities to conscientize people.
But the fund that I'm talking about,
yes.
I think that it should be considered by the cultural policy, because none of them are custodians of our culture. So if you create a policy, and you leave them out within the circumstance of
they were part in fashioning out the policy, though. They were part. Yeah,
exactly. I am talking within the context of monetary assistance to the Nananum, and not the capacity building aspect. I'm talking about once they were part in formulating the policies, they have to be also, assisted in monetary, financial aspect to also help them.
I agree with you perfectly.
But when you ask the question, a direct question to the executive, you were being mischievous.
Oh, really?
And I was trying to. I wanted to, reverse. And then allow me to sit where you are sitting. And then go sit there. And let me ask you: do you get the governmental assistance, financial assistance that you need? Do you? How would you answer?
In my capacity as
and then the next thing is that I think that we also need civil vigilantism. Everybody has a responsibility to police the environment.
Good.
Because you can't leave all to government to do that. Last time I was watching something, it was on the social media. Somebody, a coconut seller, and then he sold the coconut, and the coconut husk he was going to just 3 days. I think 2 days after the downpour. Then wanted to throw the husk into a nearby gutter. And then was caught up by a
I think I've seen that video.
Charlie,
it was rough.
I love it.
It was rough.
It was rough.
I love it. This kind of footages must be extracted, play on national television to serve as a model. If you see somebody, you should be able to, when the person is doing something that will go against the environment, you should be able to talk about it, and then if possible cause the person's arrest. So I think that for this I would end this session here.
Thank you, Nana Ode Ampof. Let me come to you, Wulomo. So moving forward, how best do you think traditional authorities and Wulome like you should approach this issue with regards to helping protect the environment through our cultural values?
Okay, so I have listed some points here I would like to just read out. Number one, we need to pacify our deities. Because once you take filth towards the abode of a deity, you make that place impure. For that reason, purification must be done. Now, when the purifications are done, we have to make sure that our taboos that we are having are also reintroduced and then reinforced. Because people are thinking, it's a taboo, so maybe once I just go there and I do this, it will not work. But you realize that in as much as you end up flaunting that particular rule, the consequences will still come back to you in one way or the other. It's just like man fighting with nature, whereas man can never win. Now, number two, you also have to avoid the dumping and open defecation. As for this one, it's very, very important. And then within Accra, this has become one of our major issues, especially when you get to the coastal areas. Those that have this, they said it's called Uflashiana, that system. I think, is it the biodigester? Exactly. Once they have these things implemented, it's going to make most of these things come down. You see, the thing is that the ideas are there. People wish they can implement those things in their houses, but the prices attached to these things are very high. So once the government is at least able to balance that particular price between those that want to implement the system and then those that are implementing, or when the metropolitan assemblies or municipal assemblies or district assemblies step in, it's going to help these things and it's going to curb most of these things that are actually happening. Now, from there, we also have to understand that our issue of refuse dumping cannot be fixed. It can only be managed. We should learn the culture of segregation of our waste. We know that once I cook rice, the leftover is not good for me. I'm not supposed to dump this thing off. My animals can feed on that. And that even helps to boost the ecosystem within wherever we are living. Right. Now, when it comes to plastic, okay, we know we have to let the plastics go here. Plastic is supposed to go here. And then, formerly, we were having this kind of wrappers and papers that were actually used as packages for our food.
Paper bags.
People were saying these things were actually harmful. But when I sat down, I realized that those things were actually good. Because those papers actually are biodegradable.
Yeah.
Once it goes into the soil, it will just rot. Makes the soil even more fertile for, for plantation. But with the advent of these PETs, bottles, and then the water sachets and the polythenes, it takes thousands and thousands of years, and they are still there. Those things are blocking our natural dignities. Even our gutters, these things are blocking. When you watch some of the videos from these bus stop boys, you realize that there was a particular gutter they got into. They couldn't dig through. They had to place a tie at the back and then anchor it to the other side and use their, was it a minor bulldozer or something to just pull the tie. And what actually came out was PETs and polythenes and pure sachets and shoes and ties, and almost these things are things that are really hurting the society. And then from there, we also have to understand that we need to expand our natural drainage systems. We need to dredge. We need to. Because once these things are done, it makes most of our waterways very comfortable to be able to withstand the amount of water that is actually coming into them. Because when the cavities are actually shallow and the water comes, it will just start overflowing. But once it is within the size that it can control these things, when these things comes, I'm not sure we'll be experiencing flooding within our systems. And then from there, we also have to understand that the district, municipal, and metropolitan assemblies should try and enforce that any particular building that is illicit should just be put down completely without fear or favor. Where it is once analysis is being done on that particular piece of land, and then they realize that that particular place where you have built is not good, it should be brought down, irrespective of political affiliation.
All right.
And the paper trail should be followed to see who gave the permit for that to be put
exactly.
there. And the people should also be punished.
From
otherwise,
there, we have to continue. We are supposed to add name and shame. So once you, that particular traditional leader, you sold that land off, and your name is being brought out and you are being shamed, next time when you're going to sell, you will check the topographical arrangement of that particular community before you go and sell something over there.
Okay.
Right. And then from there, we have to let our people also understand that the topography of wherever we stay is very, very important. I keep highlighting on that particular word, the topography, because our ancestors knew, so they did not sell any land indiscriminately. They know if I go and stay here during this particular season, it's not good for me. But people coming now, they don't know. They just go and buy wherever they feel like it's comfortable for them. Just like this particular place, Chado. Someone or a post I read on Facebook made me to understand that Chado was actually meant for cultivation and not for the existence of humans. But Chado has been failed. It has been sold off. People are now living over there. And when the floods come, they have to turn everything over to the government. Whereas, excuse my language, the government didn't cause the rain to fall. It's not. It's nature. And you also understood that wherever you've gone to buy the land, you should have at least gone to do backup searches before going to buy. So you have yourself to blame. From there, one thing we're supposed to understand.
Do you have more points?
I have just like some 2, 3.
I have 1 minute for you.
Oh, okay, sure. So let me just wrap up quickly.
Yes.
And then from there, there should be community assessment. Periodically, our traditional leaders need to visit most of these communities and check what is actually going on over there.
Okay.
Whether there are illicit buildings being erected or something like that, those things should just be put off.
They won't do that.
Exactly. That's the issue. And then, last but not the least, we need to bring back the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because you are. When I'm not able to do, just take the lead, I will follow. But this one will be like, no, since I'm not going, I don't want you to go to as well. If I have not started, don't start. I don't want water to pass in front of my house. I also don't want it that way. what do we experience? The floods will come. And then finally, we need sensitization and teachings from some of our traditional councils.
Awesome.
They need to speak to our people. They need to explain some of these things to them to understand the impact this thing can bring onto us. So I think these are some of the points that I have listed so far. Thank you so
Beautiful
much.
one there, Wolomo. The name is His Eminence Numo Chawe Otrome II. Yeah, I got it this time around. Some comments here. Can we bring town council back? Those days you couldn't leave rubbish in your house. So Kafi from Ashaiman Kwame, please, if our river gods, Antoine, etc. are still alive, will Galamsey progress to the current level? Nana from Spintex. Abu Mohammed from Japan says, I want communal labor to be brought back. We have another comment here. He says, good evening. Big ups to the Wolomo. For me, wow, what an explanation and what an English. Ajiman Joseph, Ajingo the man from Tema Community 9. Ajingo the man, yeah. And then we have another one here. Says, good afternoon, Showbiz A-Z for the Laboma Beach, the filth and people easing themselves there. Can't the managers of Laboma Beach be contacted for there to be policy guidelines and contractual agreement which should include the sanitation, hygiene, cleanliness and tidiness of the beach? Amma from La, sent you that one. Kwame, listening to your guest, I'm beginning to believe that cumulative degrees cannot match the wisdom of our fathers. Okay, the only time traditional values would be upheld strictly is when they become part of our constitution. Some developed countries outside Africa embody same in their constitution. Pamibi from Tema sent you that one. Let me come to you, Wakefield.
Kwame, I won't speak. I will ask Wakefield a question so that he speaks finally to it.
Okay.
Wakefield, I'm looking through your cultural policy. I came across a portion that spoke about using technology to advance your cultural policy, so to speak.
I'm listening.
I just want you to expatiate a little bit on that for me.
All right. Before I do that, let me quickly continue from where Numo left off, talking about sensitization. You know, that dovetails into using technology to advance whatever it is we want to achieve. We are in an era where the world has become such a global village. On your phone, everybody can know what is going on. Up till now, we haven't been able to leverage. The National Commission on Culture is positioning itself to be that institution where when you want to validate or ask questions about Ghana's culture, that is a place you ought to go, and then that's where you find it. Because by a big margin, you tend to find Ghana's culture now on certain platforms, okay, rather than what we are supposed to do. To the extent that when the traditional performers are actually performing it, people say the traditional performers are rather wrong. It is what they have watched on certain platforms that are right. So there's the need for us to position ourselves in that position to make sure that we are the custodians truly and we are validating the culture of the country. We are going to really deploy technology. It's as though you are in my mind. In this month of July, we have already started at the Commission on Culture, and we are believing that it will take us a minimum of 2 months where we can really be out there for everybody to see. But you see, there's a bigger conversation which we ought to have. The National Commission on Culture is not representative enough. It is one agency that has its head, its legs, and its umbilical cord tied to other ministries. Our biggest ministry should be the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs. Because our chiefs and religious leaders are there, we at the Commission are unable to read them easily. If we need anything, we need to write through Mother Ministry, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. It will take some time. You know, the bureaucracy surrounding these things takes forever. The National Commission on Culture superintends traditional herbal practitioners. Now, some of them go and get their herbs or medicines from the forbidden forests or the reserves. Now, when they need the permission and they come to us, we need to write to maybe the Forestry Commission, the ministry responsible, and it takes forever. We should have an interaction. Similarly, you are talking about those who engage in handicrafts, who are trying to preserve our culture through what they see, by creating the handicrafts. Now, they also belong to Ghana Export Promotion Authority, which is under Ministry of Trade and Industry, agribusiness as well. And so you find that the National Commission on Culture is handicapped. What we are able to achieve is what we are able to get quickly from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. So there's the need going forward to really have a look at the National Commission on Culture to exist as a commission so that it can superintend its matters in a very holistic way. That way, all the district cultural officers in the various districts can be beneficial because they will toe a certain line. I'll be quick to tell you that since we assumed office, we've been able to streamline our programs such that we are running the Black Star Experience, where each month is allocated to a theme, January to research and development. All these things we are talking about, it will be instructive that once we know that these things are happening, we should be able to talk about them. So in January, for example, we highlight, it's not like we don't talk about it in the whole year, we highlight research and development. February, we are talking about our indigenous languages, we are talking about drum language, we are talking about creativity. March, we are looking at our heritage, history, and other things. April, we are looking at Pan-Africanism. What is the correlation between Pan-Africanism and what we are doing today? In May, we are looking at our extractives and our culture. What is the correlation? We all just said here that some time back, when culture says, don't go here, you don't go. Don't do this, you don't do it. Why are we doing so now? In June, we are looking at our traditional medicines. How is it that in today's day and age, somebody goes to the farm, gets wounded, and rather than going to the hospital, the person looks for a herb or two, and the person gets healing. In July, we are looking at the smallest unit of any community. That is called family. What kind of family values are we looking at? In August, we are looking at our foods. What goes into our foods? Do we eat to live or do we live to eat? We need to really understand all these things. In September, we are looking at art in all its forms. Let's ask ourselves that before today, the earlier settlers, how were they living? In what kind of structures were they living in? We haven't preserved any for us to appreciate how ventilation and other things were taken care of. You understand? Then in October, we are looking at one of the things that we haven't been able to talk about today. That is film, the art and craft of filmmaking. A film is called a Ghanaian film, not because it's made up of Ghanaian actors, but we are talking about the values that exist in the film. When you are watching a movie, you walk into a room and you are watching a movie and someone pulls a gun. You know at once it's an American movie. You see, they have their culture in there. We don't have ours in most of our films. We need to look at that craft. Then in November, we look at fashion and all its accessories. Let's stop looking at the clothing we are wearing. Let's look at the architecture behind the industry. When you go to Bonre, someone will do a very beautiful kente for you. You ask the person, hey, how did you get to know how to do this? He tells you his father taught him to do it. How did your father learn it? His father before him. So which means this is a vocation that has been handed over across the years. Why are we not talking about these? These are success stories that should empower us. And the Commission on Culture is bent on making sure that we deliver these ones. So that in December, we will look at our music in all its forms. Because everybody is happy. We think it's only the mainstream music that everybody likes. No. There are those who like choral music. There are those who like traditional music. There are those who like whatever. Let's look at it vis-a-vis the lyrics. What are the lyrics telling us? That is where we will have the wisdom of the ancestors, which will help us safeguard the kinds of problems we are having today.
Wait, I thought you were going to say December, you join all of us to engage in December in GH.
Well, December in GH entails all that I'm saying.
Exactly.
Be it masquerading, be it drumming, dancing, wherever you find yourself. Right. See, December in GH, unfortunately, when we want to talk about it, is limited to a certain small area in Accra. We want it to go beyond Accra. When you're in Yankbanduri, when you're in Anyako, you're in Adan, wherever, you should feel December in GH.
All right. Thank you, Wakefield. Good evening, Showbiz. Yes, so we have to respect the water deities and pacify them. We are living peacefully with nature. But when Akwesi Bruni came, everything spoiled. It's from Auntie Maggie, a Shaman Estate. Auntie Maggie sent that one.
Quick.
Okay.
I wanted to ask the folks, but there's no time.
The sports people.
Do you realize that back in the day, especially government buildings and all were built on stilts?
Yes.
And so there was room underneath the buildings where some people parked their cars and others did whatever they wanted to do over there. And I come to think of it and I say to myself, if we had buildings like that, some would have escaped the floods.
Yes, very true.
Yes. Exactly. That's why again I said in the month of September we are looking at our architecture, the kind of buildings that existed over time.
Right.
Where are they? Let's look at them again and see the wisdom that we can derive from all those
and Director, you know something? Looking at some of us from the traditional aspect, I can boldly say we are willing to move hand in hand with the National Commission on Culture.
Okay.
At times, we do not even get access to them. Right. That is one thing. I used to follow most of their cultural activities on social media. And all I will see is that maybe I may not get informed of this particular program, which is bound to happen. But before I realize the program has been held somewhere, then I'll be like, oh, wow, I wish I would have gotten information about this thing a bit earlier. Like I would have joined.
I think you should take his number and connect something. Nana, you want to come in quickly? Yeah, yes, please.
I think there's something missing that it may not sound pleasant to a lot of people. Christianity vis-a-vis our water bodies. Within the concept of Christianity, how do they view our water bodies? Because, like I said, no, because it has been demonized. The rivers are abosum, they are deity. And the concept of God between the theologians.
Banana, the same rivers and streams are what they baptize people in.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
I remember one government that he wanted to.
So you see the inconsistency.
So I'm not sure about the perception of the water bodies being being quote unquote evil or something like that.
No, but really. You see, the Bible itself is quite conflicting.
Mm-hmm.
I said that I may not.
You are going to a very controversial area.
But the same river bodies that they are termed, smaller gods, because for Christians, they don't deal with smaller gods. To them,
they deal with the supreme being.
The supernatural being through Jesus Christ. So the only difference between the traditional, system and the Christian civilization is the means of worship.
Yes.
It's only the means of worship.
True.
And our intermediaries.
Exactly. Like I said, look, other people look at God in this perspective that God is all sorts of energy, all sorts of power, and you need a transformer to step down the power down. That is how the concept of the smaller gods came about.
On that note, I'm stepping you down. The people are here. Let me read this one. It says, good afternoon, Dadzie. My name is Jerry Lawrence Kwesi Hude in University of Education, Winnipeg. The truth of the subject also is that morally, culturally, politically, democratically, and modern-wise, we are highly indisciplined and corrupted from the top hierarchy to the lowest person in our country. I think we should bring back and strengthen our community bylaws. But with the current flat, the local government should be hauled before Parliament. Should be hauled before Parliament to answer very important questions about their roles so far in dealing with this annual flat festival. Use your words, flat festival. They are superintending over in the country because we've given them all powers they need to function mandatorily. Thank you so much, Nana Ode Ampofu. who is linguist to Kapim Hene, and then thank you, His Eminence Numo Chawi Ochome II, his Chawi Wolomo at Bong, and then Wakefield Akwako is Executive Director, National Commission on Culture, and to you, my uncle Ken Addy, who is a broadcaster here at the Multimedia Group Joy FM. My name is Kwame Dadzie. This show was produced by Philip Nye, supported by Anita Tay, Ida Lemaire, Olivier Fagnon, Kweku Emisa. Yeah, and it was sponsored by MTN. Everywhere you go, and High Five Choco Malt. Yeah, enjoy malt, feel the chocolate, a proud product